And that concludes my theses, why Dudley Dursley will be the next Minister for Magic. Are there any questions?
Oh, thank God. Trump, you are finally here.
Yeah, sorry I'm late, guys.
No problem, Don. Joe and I had a great time talking about our favorite Harry Potter theories.
Well, very much fun indeed.
All right then, boys. Are you ready for this tier list?
Let me just switch my screen to tiermaker.com. There we go. But Barack hasn't joined yet.
I haven't heard from him since our last DBD match. Wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't even show up.
He will join us. He told me he needed a little time off after our last game.
Understandable. After his toxic breakdown, he was really messed up after that.
Hey guys.
Oh, hi Barry. Nice to hear from you. How are you?
Had a few rough days, not gonna lie, but my timeout helped me get back on track, and now I'm really hyped for this tier list.
Glad to hear, buddy.
Today we are ranking all Dead by Daylight killers up to the latest Xenomorph killer.
That's right. But as Survivor mains, we won't rank them on how strong they are, but rather how fun they are to play against.
So it's a killer ranking, but from a Survivor perspective?
Absolutely correct, my short little friend.
For real? Short? You are 1 inch taller than me tops, as if a 1 inch difference matters.
I don't know, Barack. Just ask Michelle how much she likes 1 inch more.
Keep my wife's name out of your fucking cockhole, you annoying orange.
Barack, what did I tell you about yelling? What will the neighbors think?
Sorry, love.
For fuck's sake, just keep your voice down.
Michael really wears the pants in your household.
Guys, I really thought I was ready for this, but I literally feel the toxicity creeping up my throat.
That's just the acid reflux caused by my spicy roasts. But for the sake of your mental health, I will power down my roasting engine.
If you two are done, I would like to start with this tier list.
Of course, Joe. Let's start.
The first killer is Evan McMillan, alias the Trapper, the original DBD killer. I will say, even though he is just a simple M1 killer, I like to play against him.
Agreed. In most cases, he is a really easy matchup. And I love Donald's grunt every time he steps into one of his traps. Easy A tier for me.
Don't you have some towers to take care of George? You don't seem to see the problem with such a weak killer. The player is basically forced to play as a total dickhead. I mean, when was the last time you encountered a trapper without a basement build or something like that?
I hate to say it, but I agree with Trump on this one. Trapper is C tier at best.
Let's compromise on B tier then.
Fine, but I'm not happy with that.
Next up is Herman Carter, aka the Doctor.
He is definitely worse to play against compared to Trapper. He basically always knows where you're hiding, and the skill checks are brutal with the madness status effect.
And looping him feels very repetitive. He just spams his shock repeatedly. There is basically no mind gaming involved. For me, he is a D tier.
He is definitely not the most pleasant killer to go up against, but there are much worse killers than him. At least you can loop him, unlike others. Let's put him in lower C tier.
Agreed. He is annoying, but at least his chase music is nice.
C tier it is then. G Woonhak or the Trickster is next. What do we think about this fella, boys?
Straight to the bottom with his hipster ass. What were the developers smoking when they decided to add a fucking K-pop star to DBD?
I don't know, but it must have melted their brain cells. This killer's a fucking joke to go up against. You can do absolutely nothing in a chase on an outside map. If you can't loop him around a tall obstacle, it's over.
I hate everything about that killer. His looks, his playstyle, and even his chase music. Just put him in F for fucking awful.
Looks like we all agree. Straight to F with this motherfucker.
Next, we have Talbot Grimes, a.k.a. the Blight, a.k.a. Pussyface, one of the toughest killers to go up against.
Yes, a skilled Blight main is rough, but I almost always have fun playing against him. If you manage to mind game him successfully, you feel like a badass. A tier for me.
A tier is too high. I agree it's delightful against an inexperienced Blight, but otherwise it can be incredibly miserable. Let's say B tier.
I would have ranked him even lower. I hate getting my ass cheeks teared apart by Blight mains, but as a compromise, I would agree with putting him in B tier.
Okay, B tier is fine.
Next is the way better version of Trickster. Anna, also called the Huntress. Did you know that she is Russian?
I did not. This will surely increase Donald's rating for her. Personally, I like to play against the Huntress. She's a very balanced killer in my opinion.
For your information, Joe, my evaluation is not influenced by such things. However, I will agree with you that Huntress is very balanced. The fact that she must charge her axe before throwing makes it possible to dodge or mind game. I would put her at A tier for now.
I would have put her even higher. Not only is she exciting to play against, but she's also an absolute baddie.
Why am I not surprised?
What the hell do you want to imply, George?
Nothing. You just seem to have a type. Nothing wrong about that.
Next is one of the biggest pieces of shit this game has to offer. Elliot Spencer, a.k.a. the Cenobite, a.k.a. Pinhead. I fucking hate this masochistic, chain-spamming, pay-to-win killer. What the hell were they thinking when they gave him a passive ability that can completely immobilize all the survivors just because they haven't touched his stupid box for like 30 seconds? Straight to fucking F tier with this cocksucker.
Calm down, Donald. I agree with you that his chain hunt ability is overpowered, but that's only the case in solo queue and a completely unorganized team. Otherwise, counterplaying him is straightforward. His possessed chains are mid and easy to dodge.
Still, he is fucking annoying and belongs in F tier.
Sorry, Don. I see him more in C tier. Barack already explained why.
Don, would you compromise on D tier?
Fuck no! He belongs in F tier.
3 against 1. You also lost this election, Trumpy.
This tier list is bullshit.
Just accept it, Donald. Learn how to handle defeat.
Never.
Let's just move on while Trump deals with his anger issues.
Fuck you guys. I don't have anger issues.
What is going on there?
I know this behavior already. Just keep going.
Okay then. Next we have Philip Ojomo or the Wraith. Now that Donald is busy destroying everything in his sight, we should be able to rate these killers at a faster pace. I think Wraith is very balanced and overall quite blissful to play against. He has a simple and easy to understand ability that isn't unfairly overpowered but also not too weak, so the matches are still interesting. I would put him into A tier.
Agreed.
Jeffrey Hawk, the clown. It's so boring to face off against him. His ability makes him annoying to loop, and that dizziness effect makes me want to vomit every fucking time.
Don't forget about his absolutely overpowered pinky finger add-on that lets him insta-down every survivor after getting in contact with his jizz bottle.
If he didn't have some of the most hilarious cosmetics and a terrific chase music, he would be F tier.
Where were we, guys?
What exactly happened, Trump? It sounded like you took your whole gaming room apart.
My gaming room is fine. In wise foresight, I attended this call with my laptop from inside Melania's dressing room.
So, you destroyed her dressing room?
It's fine, guys. I already called someone to take care of it. She never notices.
You mean that wasn't the first time you did this?
I would estimate about once a month. Twice, if she forgets my McDonald's. Speaking of McDonald's, can we discuss this another time and get this list done? I want to go eat something. I get real hungry after a workout like that.
Of course. We were just about to rank Albert Wesker, a.k.a. the Mastermind. Any thoughts about him, Trump?
Wesker, and a solid killer, A tier in my opinion. His badass design and his killer voice lines remind me of myself.
You know, Trump, he reminds me of you two. Both of you nearly destroyed America with a single virus.
Ha! He got you with that one, Don.
I agree that he is cool to play against most times, but if the killer has bad ping, the match becomes a nightmare. He is B tier for me.
You know what? I'm in a good mood and let that slide. B tier is fine.
Continuing with Caleb Quinn, a.k.a. Deathslinger. Since behavior fixed his scoping, I really enjoy matching up against him.
I have to say, dodging his shots is extremely rewarding. Looking back to him in a chase, reloading after you sidestepped is so satisfying.
I would just love to be able to teabag him at the exit. Right, Barack?
Drop it already, Don. Barack is at least working on his toxicity while you don't even see the problem with your anger issues. I put Deathslinger in A tier.
I embrace my anger. It's not healthy to suppress it.
As if your fat ass knows anything about a healthy lifestyle. Next, we have one of my personal favorites, Michael Myers, The Shape of Evil. I love his chasing music, his design, and the way his power works. Absolute S tier.
Michael is one of, if not the, most iconic killers of all time. Every time I see him in a match creeping up on me, I piss my pants. It would be an absolute disgrace to place him anywhere else than S tier.
His ability is quite simple, but his add-ons make up for it. He can be challenging, amusing, or straight up terrifying to play against.
Just put him in S tier already. Following him, we have another iconic licensed killer, the Xenomorph from the Alien movies. I think they did a pretty good job so far implementing him into the game. What do you think about him, Obama? I mean, after your last encounter with him.
Please shut up, Trump. I don't want to think about that. Since my judgment is unfairly influenced, I will not take part in ranking her.
Wait, the Xenomorph is female? I always thought it was a dude since he impregnated that one crewmate.
There isn't the Xenomorph. Xenomorphs are a race like humans. There are probably males and females, but it's also possible that they are an asexual species.
Did I ask for a wokeness lecture? Nerd!
Anyways, for my part, I find her very pleasant to play against. Her sheer size and the way she can sneak up to you in her crawler mode is fucking terrifying.
So we just refer to it as she, her? Fine by me as long as it isn't they, them, or some bullshit.
Are you actively trying to cancel us, or are you just stupid?
The second one, let's get back to the list, boys. Considering past events, I would still give her a solid A tier. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. From clap to crap with Tarhos Kovacs, alias the Knight. Don't get me wrong, the idea of a killer that has AI helpers is cool, but in game it just leads to tunneling and 3-genning.
True, but his Mori is fucking sick. I'm not even mad if he Moors me because it's so cool to watch.
Yeah, and his design is superb. Nevertheless, I rarely enjoy playing against him, mainly because of the reasons George mentioned.
Put him in D tier then. Subsequently is Lisa Sherwood, the Hag, a rather mediocre killer if I recall correctly. To be honest, I don't remember. I haven't had a match with her in ages.
Oh, Sleepy Joe, you can't even remember what you had for breakfast, but her pick rate seems to be fairly low.
Just for your information, I had eggs for breakfast. Or was it lunch?
Anyway, let's just put her in the middle at the lower end of B tier since no one has any opinion about her.
Now we have the ugliest bastard of them all, the Dredge, a.k.a. the real pussyface. I genuinely like the approach Behavior took with him. His appearance and the Nightfall ability truly brought back the horror aspect of DBD. I think he is S tier.
He really is the most horrifying DBD killer. But once you have adapted to the Nightfall ability, it becomes annoying rather than scary. You are basically on standby, just wandering through the dark, hoping not to bump into the killer.
Yeah. If you are not working on a generator by the time the Nightfall starts, it's best to just hide.
I'm with Joe and George on this one. Let's put him in A tier. That's still an excellent rating. Are you okay with that, Trump?
It's all right, guys. I'm door-dashing orange chicken from Panda Express. Your ridiculous opinions don't bother me right now.
Orange chicken would be fire right now. Hey, Trump, order one for me too. I will come over after this and we watch the new One Piece live-action series and devour this delicious chicken.
Hell yeah! Barack, are you with us?
I have to ask Michelle first.
Of course you must do that. What about you, Joe?
Do you have ice cream?
No, Joe, I do not have ice cream.
No problem, I have enough for all of us. I'm in.
Fantastic. Let's finish this before the food arrives.
Right. After the most hideous comes the most gorgeous killer of them all, Sadako Yamamura or the Onryo. Every time I see her, it tingles in the right spot.
Isn't she like 12 years old?
She was trapped in the well when she was 19 and the body was found 30 years later. The autopsy revealed she died 1 or 2 years ago. So she is close to 50, actually.
What, for real? I mean, of course I knew that. What do you think I am? A creep?
Yes, exactly. Sadako is pretty mid. The condemned strategy made her a little more interesting, but otherwise nothing special. B tier?
Agreed. Most matches against her are entertaining, but nothing special.
Same goes for the Executioner, aka Dorito Head. I enjoy the face-offs, but they aren't terrific either.
He is nice for mind games, and I enjoy his chase music. Let's put him in the middle of B tier.
Next is the Singularity. I don't even try to pronounce his real name. The only thing I like about him is his creepy design and his voice lines. Otherwise, it's miserable playing against him.
Agreed. I end up 3-genned or tunneled way too often by him, and his teleporting ability is just annoying.
I like the EMP aspect. It's a cool and unique mechanic to destroy the killer's setup.
I agree that he is sometimes annoying, but I wouldn't rank him in D tier. I see him more in C tier with the Doctor.
Fine, next.
Charlotte and Victor Deshays, aka the twins, really combine everything bad in DBD. Camping, tunneling, slugging, and 3-genning.
Yeah, and they are French.
The matches against her take ages. One time I fell asleep, and when I woke up, I still wasn't dead.
I heard playing her is also not fun. That's why her pick rate is nearly 0. Straight to F tier.
Now we have a real snack, Carmina Mora, the artist.
And you guys make fun about my taste? Donald just said this armless, literally crow-feeted abomination is a, quote, snack.
Slim waist, beautiful long dark hair, and a neck like an angel. What isn't there to love about her?
Rather a turtleneck. Come on, people. Has no one something to say about that?
To be honest, Barry, I get what he's saying. She is gorgeous.
Not as good as my sweet little Sadako, but still solid.
You guys are sick.
Even though she's undoubtedly the hottest killer, she is still a pain in the ass to go up against.
Her power allows her to negate nearly all looping opportunities and grants a ridiculous amount of map pressure.
And her chasing music is horrible. C tier.
The Legion are multiple killers combined: Frank Morrison, Julie Kostenko, Susie Lavoie, and Joey. A weak killer, in my opinion.
True. As long as you feel comfortable with being injured, facing up against them is a piece of cake in most cases.
Their power also doesn't support camping or tunneling.
I seriously don't get why his pick rate is that high. Put his noob ass in A. Freddy Krueger, a.k.a. the Nightmare, is also a rather feeble killer, but his games are far less enjoyable somehow.
It's because they take ages because of his generator teleporting ability.
His fake pallets can easily be avoided with good communication, but those blood pools are mad annoying while looping.
Let's just put him in D and carry on with behavior's hate child. Max Thompson Jr., or the Hillbilly, is seriously the poorest motherfucker in all of DBD. He got nerf after nerf after nerf.
And because he got nerfed that badly, he is also a pretty weak killer, at least until he is truly mastered, and if that's the case, I'm not even mad about getting cut in half.
I agree. I can't remember a game against Hillbilly that wasn't super fun or even iconic.
His chase music is fire, and seeing him run towards your generator like a maniac, completely silent because of tinkerers, is hilarious and horrifying at the same time. I swear I crap my pants every time this happens.
I put this tortured soul in S tier.
Oh, look, the DBD doggy is next on the list. He is so adorable. I want to pet him. He is always so friendly. He reminds me of my dog Major.
Yeah, me too. They both would rip your head of your shoulders if they had the chance.
Hey, don't you dare talk shit about my lovely Major. He is such a good boy.
The Demogorgon definitely is the friendliest killer. I don't know why that is, but I truly enjoy every game with him.
Stranger Things is such a good show. I wish they would bring back the license to DBD.
For real. That, and they should bring Vecna.
That would be straight fire.
George, slap him in S tier where he belongs.
Gladly.
What the fuck is going on at your place, Trump? Sounds like Optimus Prime is transforming in slow motion.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's the craftsman crew I hired to take care of Melania's room. I will go somewhere quieter.
Please let us finish this list now. I want my orange chicken in one piece.
Okay, I will make it quick. Bubba Sawyer, a.k.a. the Cannibal, is a mediocre killer. With him, it really depends on the player. You can end up camped and tunneled, but you can also have something like Basement Bubba. Honestly, Bubbas sometimes don't even play the game to win. Middle of B tier.
I will do Oni. I think we all agree that he is very similar to Billy, although his player base is not quite as enjoyable. That makes him top of A tier for me.
I want to do Nemi. Nemesis could be cool if his fucking zombies wouldn't harass me all time, especially if I'm trying to do gens.
Trump, when you said you will go somewhere quieter, did you mean your bathroom?
Chill, Barack. My pants are on, so we are cool. Anyway, where was I? Nemi would be B or even A tier for me since his ability isn't overpowered and his chase music is kind of funky. But the zombies ruin his score and bump him down into C tier.
We are flying through these killers right now. I will keep the drive up and finish Amanda Young, alias the Pig. She is pretty weak, but still has a pleasant player base, and she likes to have her nose booped. Her reverse bear trap ability spices things up a notch. Sadly, she has the default chase music that bumps her from top A to lower A tier.
Wow, Joe, I'm impressed. If you were always this efficient, you would almost be an acceptable president.
Fuck off, Sleepy George.
Never call me that.
You totally killed our flow.
Let's try keep it going. What are your thoughts on Adiris, aka the Plague Dawn?
Her blood vomiting power is OP, but as long as nobody is cleansing, it's fine.
Donald, don't tell me you are...
Calm down, guys. I'm just washing my hands.
I would hope so. Anyway, I have to agree with Trumpy. She is strong but not unfair. But it's annoying that med kits are basically useless.
I like the challenge she brings to the table. I will put her at the lower end of B tier.
Speaking of unfairly overpowered, the nurse is without a doubt the most overpowered of them all. She can literally end chases in seconds. Pallets and windows don't affect her, and the only countermeasure is holding W.
She is also not that hard to learn, especially on PC. The only thing that prevents her from F tier, in my opinion, is that noob nurses are fucking hilarious.
I can't understand how behavior hasn't nerfed her until now.
That's obviously because of their reputation.
Explain that to me.
Think about it. As long as the by far strongest killer is not a DLC killer, nobody can call them out for being pay to win.
Never thought about it like that.
That's why I am the smart and handsome member of our group.
You are the fat, smart aleck that everybody hates, like Cartman from South Park.
Cartman is brilliant and a go-getter. In my eyes, that's a compliment.
So long as you shut the fuck up. Let's finish this already.
Now comes Rin Yamaoka, aka the Spirit, and I'm gonna be honest, guys. If I had the chance, I would bang her without hesitation.
Seriously, what is wrong with you, George? She has cut off limbs and sharp glass everywhere. She would totally cut your balls off.
I would still risk it for those milkers.
Gross.
I get you, George. In many ways, she is similar to my Love the Artist. Let's just put them together and carry on.
Deal.
Wait, what about seriously ranking her? Oh, fuck it. Let's just get this over with.
Ghostface. Danny Johnson is in many ways similar to Myers, and he has therefore the same strengths as him.
True, and he is also a very iconic movie killer.
His chase music is great, and the fact that he can crouch makes him even stealthier and more terrifying than Myers.
I think we all agree that he belongs into S tier together with Myers.
And I also think we all agree that this Skull Merchant bitch goes straight at the end of F tier. Worst killer ever. Bad design, overpowered, made for 3-genning, slugging, and camping.
If I could kick one killer out of this game, it would definitely be her. Fuck this ugly-ass bitch.
I totally agree. There was never a worse killer, and the fact that behavior still didn't fix her calls for a drone strike on their headquarters.
I like it when we all agree. You know, friends, this could have been much worse. I'm proud of us.
You know what? I'm also proud of us. And now we will treat ourselves with some Panda Express at Donald's house.
Don't you have to ask Michelle for permission first?
Fuck it. I am a grown man that can decide for himself when and where he goes.
Wow, look at you, Barack. Finally growing some balls.
Damn right I am. From now on, I will let nobody dictate my life. I will.
What the hell did I say about yelling? Get at that fucking computer and do the goddamn dishes.
Sure, honey. I must go, guys. Till later.
Wow, what a wuss. Trump, has the food arrived yet?
The app says it will take another 10 minutes. I swear those delivery drivers get lazier and lazier every year.
That's just because your cheap ass never tips.
I am not made of money.
Anyway, I leave my place in 5 minutes. I should be at your place in 15. Joe, you want me to pick you up?
That would be great. I must get all the ice cream containers out of my freezer before you arrive. Therefore, let's end the video for now.
We hope you enjoyed our tier list. Like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.
And leave a comment what we should rank or play next.
President's out.